In the heart of southern Africa, where the savanna stretches to meet the endless sky, in the heart of sky, lie the ruins of a kingdom the world tried to forget. Walls of stone, massive and silent, rise without a single drop of mortar. These are not just stones. They are the legacy of a forgotten empire, crafted by hands that understood both earth and eternity. They called it Great Zimbabwe, a city of kings, a city of mystery. Long before the first European explorers ever set foot on this continent, Great Zimbabwe was a vibrant, thriving center of wealth and trade. From the 11th to the 15th century, it was the beating heart of a powerful kingdom, ruling the highlands of what we now call Zimbabwe. Imagine the scene: caravans laden with gold, ivory, and shimmering glass beads, journeying from here all the way to the Swahili coast and the distant markets of Arabia. This wasn't some remote outpost. It was a global player on the world stage. And its architecture? Absolutely breathtaking. The walls, some soaring over 30 feet high, were built with a level of precision that is simply astounding. Each granite block was expertly shaped and placed, fitting together with perfect symmetry. No mortar was needed. This was pure genius, a testament to a civilization that mastered engineering, geometry, and power. These weren't ruins left by chance. This was the carefully constructed heartbeat of a society that understood order, craft, and its own magnificent place in the world. But when outsiders stumbled upon these ruins centuries later, their minds couldn't grasp the truth. They looked at this monumental city and refused to believe that Africans could have built such greatness. It didn't fit their narrative. So they invented stories. They searched desperately for evidence of foreign architects, Phoenicians, Arabs, even the lost tribes of Israel. Anyone but the people who had lived here for millennia. They were wrong, completely wrong. It took decades, but archaeologists eventually unearthed the undeniable truth. The builders were none other than the ancestors of the Shona people. They were African engineers, African artisans, and African kings whose skill and vision rivaled any civilization on Earth. In fact, the very name Zimbabwe tells the story. It comes from the Shona phrase, Jimba Zimbabwe, which means houses of stone. At the center of this great city stood a sacred and powerful symbol, the Zimbabwe bird, carved from soapstone. These elegant figures were guardians of the royal lineage, watching over the king and his people. The bird's image is so iconic, so deeply woven into the nation's identity, that it still proudly graces the flag of modern Zimbabwe today. It's a permanent reminder of this glorious past. At its absolute peak, Great Zimbabwe was a bustling metropolis, home to as many as 20,000 people. Can you imagine the sounds? The life? A city of stone and song filled with merchants, craftsmen, royals, and priests. It was a thriving urban center in an era when many parts of the world were still living in far simpler settlements. But then, as the centuries turned, a slow silence began to fall over the city. The reasons are still debated, but it seems a combination of factors led to its decline. Trade routes shifted, new powers rose, and the climate changed. Perhaps prolonged droughts dried up the very resources that had allowed the kingdom to flourish. The empire's lifeblood slowly faded into dust. Its people didn't vanish. They simply moved on, migrating north and south to build new homes, leaving behind only their silent stone walls and 1,000 unanswered questions. Who were their greatest kings? What songs did they sing? What prayers were whispered here under the vast African moonlight? We have no written records from the people themselves, so we may never know for sure. But the stones remember. Today, Great Zimbabwe stands not as a ruin, but as a powerful testament. It is irrefutable proof that Africa was never a dark continent without history. It was and is a cradle of brilliance, innovation, and boundless imagination. The builders of Great Zimbabwe left a message for the future, a message written not in ink, but in stone. They created walls that have defied time itself. The empire may have fallen into silence, but its spirit still rises from the stones, whispering to all who are willing to listen. We were here. We built. We will be remembered. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into our world's hidden histories. Let me know in the comments what ancient mystery you'd like to uncover next. See you in the next video.